So now we're into Module 3, and that means we're gonna start talking about networking. So what is networking? Well, it's communicating between devices, but what kind of communication? Well, it's data communication. Now if you haven't already done so, go through Modules 1 and 2 because there are some things that we lines be referring back to those two modules. So just to make sure that you understand them well, because they're going to help you here. Alright, let us get started with an overview of Module 3. Now first we lines talk about some networking fundamentals, and then we going to talk about some networking devices, and then we lines finish this module off with IP addressing and subnetting. So let's jump right into it. First up, we have some networking fundamentals. First thing that we need to talk about is what is a network? Well, a network is a set of devices that are connected together for the purpose of communication. That's what a network is. It's a bunch of devices that are connected together to communicate. Alright, next up we need to talk about the types of networks. There are 4 types of networks. You have LAN, which stands for Local Area Network. You have a WAN, which stands for Wide Area Network. You also have a MAN, which stands for Metropolitan Area Network, and lastly you have a WLAN, which stands for Wireless Local Area Network. So a local area network is a network that is confined to a small area, such as your home or your office. A wide area network spans a large geographical area. For example, the internet is a WAN. A metropolitan area network is similar to a LAN, but it's larger and typically owned by a service provider. And lastly, a wireless local area network is a network that uses wireless transmission to connect devices within a small area. So all of these for networks can be further classified based on their physical layout or topology. Now there are 4 types of topologies. You have a star topology, you have a mesh topology, you have a bus topology, and you have a ring topology. In a star topology, all the devices are connected to a central device, such as a switch. This is the most common type of network topology. Next we have a mesh topology. In a mesh topology, all the devices are connected to each other. So not only do you have a central device, but every other device is also connected to every other device. So this way, if one device goes down, another device can take over and send the data to where it needs to go. Next we have a bus topology. In a bus topology, all the devices are connected to a central cable called a backbone. Now this is not a very popular topology, and it's not really used anymore, but I did want to bring it up just so you know that this was a thing at one point in time. Lastly, we have a ring topology. In a ring topology, all the devices are connected in a circular fashion. So if I wanted to send something from this device to this device, it would have to go through all of these devices in order to get there. This is another topology that is not really used much anymore, but again, I just wanted to bring it up so you know that this is something that was out there at one point in time. Alright. So that was an overview of some networking fundamentals, and now we're going to move on to some networking devices. Now there are many different types of networking devices, but we're going to focus on the main ones. The first one that we're going to talk about is a router. A router is a device that forwards data packets between networks. It basically takes your internet connection and shares it with multiple devices. Now remember when we were talking about topologies, and I talked about a mesh topology where all the devices are connected to each other. Well, that's kind of what a router does. It allows all the devices to share the same connection. The next device that we're going to talk about is a switch. A switch is a device that connects devices on the same network. It basically allows all the devices to talk to each other within the same network. The next device that we're going to talk about is a hub. A hub is a simple device that connects devices on the same network. Now a hub is similar to a switch, but a switch is more advanced than a hub. The next device that we're going to talk about is a modem. A modem is a device that is used to connect to an internet service provider. Now modems are usually provided by your internet service provider. So if you have Xfinity or Spectrum or whoever your internet service provider is, they will give you a modem to use. The last networking device that we're going to talk about is an access point. An access point is a device that allows wireless devices to connect to a network. Most modern routers have an access point built into them. So if you have a wireless router, then you have an access point. Alright, so those are the main networking devices. Now that we know about those devices, Let's go ahead and talk about some protocols and models. First up, we have the TCP/IP model. Now, this is what actually runs the Internet. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, and IP stands for Internet Protocol. These two protocols work together to deliver data packets from one device to another. Now next we have the OC model. Now this is a conceptual model that standardizes the different layers of a network. So the OC model is just a model that helps us understand how data is transmitted over a network. Now the OSI model has 7 layers and TCP/IP has 4 layers. So the OSI model is more detailed than TCP/IP. So even though these two are different, they both work toward the same goal. They both want to deliver data packets from one device to another. Now let's talk about some specific protocols. We have HTTP. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and this is the protocol that is used to transfer web pages. So anytime you're accessing a website, you're using HTTP. Next we have FTP. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol, and this is used to transfer files between computers. So if you're uploading or downloading a file, you're using FTP. Next we have DNS. DNS stands for Domain Name System, and this is used to translate domain names to IP addresses. So if I wanted to go to google.com, DNS would translate Google.com to the IP address of Google. And the reason it does this is because computers don't understand domain names. Computers understand IP addresses, so that's why DNS is needed. Next we have DHCP. DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, and this is used to assign IP addresses to devices on a network. So if you plug in a brand new computer to your network, DHCP will give that computer an IP address. Alright, so that finishes up Module 3, and that means we're done with the course. Just kidding, we still have 2 more modules to go. But anyways, that finishes up Module 3. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. As always, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next video.